Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? What's up, NBA fans? I know you're dwindling, but for the diehards who are still around and pounding out this NBA DFS stuff every night, kudos to you. Good for you guys for keeping the sport alive right now.
Seriously, I mean, it's a tough venture right now, and applaud those who are sticking with it on a nightly basis.
Yeah, anybody who still plays every night, like, you are a strong individual, and I commend you for the work that you're putting into this, because it is like a full-time job just to play these days.
For sure.
So let's talk about this bad boy. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that tonight's going to be more of a easily predictable slate. We got less guys. But look, we ran through this on members only. We got a couple of spots where they could potentially be a fire sale of, good guys not playing. So we'll watch as the info comes out this afternoon. We'll just see where the day takes us.
Yes, sir.
All new monthly members. Buy new monthly membership today. You get double sports. You get Discord chat. We've got NBA playoffs coming up in the swing of it for baseball. Get a $20 rebate on month one right away. Subscribe to the station if you're new to it. We've got a variety of ways to go at the point guard position tonight, but one of the guys that's going to be highly popular, assuming things stay as they are right now, is going to be the young second-year player of the Chicago Bulls, Coby White. 5,500 at home against Charlotte. The Bulls have every right to be embarrassed about how they played last night. Now, White was not bad. It was Vooch and a bunch of other guys in the starting lineup who were terrible. White himself played okay, and he's actually been very good in the absence of Zach LaVine. They need another guy who can score off the dribble. He provides that. He's a wonderful shooter. He has the ability to get hot and give you monster upside. He could fit into an actual mid-tier build if that's a thing that happens tonight. But even if it doesn't, he's still relatively inexpensive and a relatively high upside matchup for a team that, at this point, like, if the Bulls don't start winning now, like, it's done. They need to play better tonight.
Yeah, he was too cheap last night. Still too cheap. I imagine next time DK goes to reprice guys, he's going to be above 6K. I imagine he gets mid-30s again tonight. I like him a lot here. I think he looks like a cog in the machine type with upside.
Next up, let's talk about your boy for the day, Jayson Tatum. So I don't like the 10-2 price tag at all. It's too much for Jayson Tatum. He's at least $500 too expensive. However, as we broke down the rest of the studs on the slate, guys like Giannis, potentially Luka, I didn't really, really love them either. And knowing that the 10-2 price tag is going to talk people out of Jayson Tatum, and he's going to be lower owned today, I'm more intrigued than I was initially. So Jaylen Brown is all but ruled out in this one. And I don't know if you agree, because I don't think we hit up this point. I like Tatum better, assuming both Devin Booker and Chris Paul are in this game and the Suns don't really just try to give this one away, because you could see a playoff-like atmosphere right here.
Definitely, no doubt about that. Two teams that are even talent-wise, in my opinion. Celtics missing Brown at home. I think we can expect a really competitive game here. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. Obviously, if the Suns sit out some guys, that changes things dramatically for me. Then I really have no interest in spending this much money on Tatum. But as it is, on this particular slate, I'm okay spending a few extra dollars on Tatum in a spot I could see, this game being really, really close. We've seen Phoenix play a bunch of close games against good teams recently. And I like Tatum quite a bit here, who's also played well in spots like this. He crushed in Denver, is a spot I'm thinking of recently in which Tatum played really well.
Yeah, Tatum is the best player on the Celtics, but Brown has really emerged this year as like a close 1A. However, Brown is very unlikely to play today. So yeah. I think while I like the price tag on a Marcus Smart a lot better, and if I had to make like a gun to the head type of decision for who's better points per dollar, I would go with Marcus Smart. I can make an actual case for Jayson Tatum today at 10-2, which is difficult to do because he is a couple dollars more expensive. But think it like this. My boy Giannis, who is questionable right now, even if he goes today, he got some really wicked leg cramps the other day in the middle at the start of overtime. You're looking for Tatum to outscore Giannis today. Giannis is a better DFS player. Everybody knows that, but he's not playing right now. He's been a little bit banged up. Philly plays either good defense or potentially won't be trying to win this game. And in this case, if this game is competitive, I could definitely see Tatum outscoring Giannis today.
Amen.
All right, next up, a guy that works in any format, Cole Anthony. We both like him. I think we're looking for teams that are more replicable right now. And while that I wouldn't consider the Magic that, without MCW and potentially no Terrence Ross, and I'd like him even better if Terrence Ross is out, Cole Anthony is a guy that they have earmarked as a big, future, part of this franchise right here. This is a great opportunity to continue to develop him over the last portion of the season. Obviously, he missed a month or something there with an injury. It's a great chance for them to continue to develop their best young player right here. And I just expect him to come in today, play 30-plus minutes, assuming the game's at least semi-competitive in a good spot against New Orleans, and really just rattle back into one of those mid-30s performances like we've seen over the last 3.
Agreed. Couldn't agree more. He's playing really good ball. Orlando's giving him full run. Like him a lot. Again, I don't think he's overpriced at all at 6,400. I expect at least mid-30s here. He's a guy that, we talk about this a lot. He's actually good. He's a really good basketball player. He's good at DFS. I imagine next year he's going to be a guy that's like mid-7, 8K range, potentially even more. When you look at it from that aspect, he's too cheap here. Obviously, it's, we're a little too early for that. That said, he's playing really well right now. We never mind picking on New Orleans. And yeah, we like him more if Ross is out, but I think he's a solid look regardless.
Yeah, it's one of those things like he's on my short list. If Ross is, he's on my list no matter what. But if Ross is out, he does move up a couple of guys perhaps because point guard. He's only point guard eligible, and there's a lot of point guards to play.
I agree.
Next up, let's talk about Danny Green, which is a guy that I have been extremely hard on over the years. However, there's a very specific scenario where I like him today. So Embiid, Simmons, and Tobias are all questionable. At the last minute last night, they decided to run Joel out there. Simmons was still too sick, and the Tobias knee injury kept him out of this game. You saw Green with his 3rd straight game in the absence of Tobias Harris. If the scenario arises today where all 3 of these guys play, Simmons, Tobias, and Joel, then Green is like a real long shot and has a very low opportunity to make my lineup. If Simmons and Joel play, but Tobias is out, then I still like Danny Green. If they're all out, I have no interest in Danny Green because at that point, I don't think the 76ers are taking this game very seriously. They're going to lick their wounds for the day and come back on Saturday and play Milwaukee again. I like them. Yeah, I need Embiid to play for me to like Danny Green because then the Bucks' defensive philosophy will sell out to stop Joel Embiid, leaving Danny Green wide open for 3-point shots. If Embiid is out tonight and these other guys are out too, I have no interest because I just don't trust him to play good minutes in.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree with you. But you're right, man. He's been playing really good ball right now. You love picking out these guys against Milwaukee. You've been good at it all year long. I see no reason, why I wouldn't continue today. Never thought I'd like Danny Green at 5,100, but here we are.
Yeah, just remember, guys, it's a very specific formula today. If Joel and Tobias plays but Simmons is out, I still don't have any interest.
Agreed.
All right, next up, Isaiah Stewart. So we got him listed under long shots today, but I would bet good money Mason Plumlee's not out there tonight. And then Stewart's going to turn into chalk as opposed to long shot. We don't really know where to put him today because he's not chalk yet, but he easily could be in like 13 minutes from now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've seen him crush recently in this spot with Plumlee out. Plumlee played more minutes than he's played in months last night. Don't expect him to play here. And again, Stewart really coming into his own. See the game log. I mean, assuming Plumlee's out, he's probably my favorite play on the slate. You just lock him in and move on as far as I'm concerned.
There's also like a potential scenario here where like the Pistons run a B squad, which is, I mean, not even a potential. I think it's almost likely at this point of the season based on what we've watched out of them lately. Spurs played last night too. I'm not surprised at all if they run out or miss a couple of guys tonight. And for every good Spurs player that is out and for every way the Pistons go more shorthanded, I like Stewart even more. But the key thing is Mason Plumlee, as you said, he has not played minutes like he played last night in a long time. As long as Mason Plumlee is out, I like him. And then everybody else that's missing, I like him even more.
I agree with you 100%.
He is a rebounding machine lately out there looking like Dennis Rodman.
Yes, sir.